This meeting is called to order. Terry, you do the honor of praying, please. Please stand.
We'll go to order and pray. Lord Father, we thank you, God, that we have the breath of life this day. We thank you for what you did at Calvary, for the blood and resurrection of some coming again. We pray, Lord God, that your focus came to seek and save those which were lost. We pray that the lost will be saved, the sick will be healed. We remember our veterans and the war. We remember, Lord Father, our young men and women, stationed around the world, that you give your divine protection. We remember those in nursing home, hospital, and those that's in need, whether it's food or clothing or shelter, whatever it might be. And those that have cancer, God, we pray that you touch them. Remember the little kids in the hospital, that you touch them and give their families hope when there seems like there's not any. Pray that you bless this meeting, bless our city officials, and let us all be led, as the Bible says, by the Spirit of God in the decisions we make. We thank you for all of your blessings and pray that you bless our community, bless the city officials and the staff, and we'll give you the honor, praise, and glory in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Joey, call the roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger.
Here.
Mr. Fannin.
Here.
Mr. Hatmaker.
Here.
Mayor Stanfield.
Here.
Ms. Thompson. Here.
Item number 4, approval of the minutes and meetings from the February 20th, 15th. You have a copy of them in your packet. What's the council's pleasure?
Move approved. Second.
Have a motion, call the roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger.
Yes.
Mr. Fannin.
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson. Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 5, reports from the board, your committees, your department heads. What's your pleasure?
Move to accept.
Motion.
Second.
Have a second, call the roll.
Mr. Bollinger.
Yes.
Mr. Fannin.
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson. Yes.
Motion carries. Comments from the citizens. Let me introduce Jeff. Come up here, please. This is Jeff Stone. He owns the Father House. I met with him earlier today. He wanted to run something by city council to let you think about.
Okay.
Jeff, I'll introduce you. Councilman Bob Fannin, Councilman Andrew Hatmaker,
Nice to meet you.
our attorney Reed Trappman, Councilman Joey Elson, Clerk, Councilman Ann Thompson,
Hello.
and Councilman Joe Bollinger. So we are yours.
Okay. What my name's Jeff Stone, my wife Susan and I, we own the Fallen House. We've owned it for about 11 years. I don't know if you know or not, but it's up for sale. We've had it up for sale for about a year and a half now. And we've owned it for about 11 years. We took about 5 years restoring the house, and that was completed about 5 years ago. Did a complete restoration inside, and we're pretty proud of how it turned out. Little history on us. I'm from Utah. Personally, don't hold that against me. I got as good as I could. But my wife was born in La Follette, and she grew up in Speedwell, and later moved to Oak Ridge. And that house has some personal. We have personal feelings about that house. That was when she was a little girl living in Speedwell. Coming to La Follette was the big city, and she always wanted to go by the White House and see the White House. It was kind of a little dream house. So we watched it for a number of years. When it became available, we bought it and we restored it primarily because we felt like at the time it had sat about 2 years empty, and we felt like it was going to just waste away, and we felt like that it needed to be restored. And so throughout the restoration, we had a great deal of respect for Harvey La Follette. It was, of course, his house, and his brother Grant. We had a great deal of respect for them and for what it means to the city. So we tried to do a good job, and I feel like we did a good job with restoring it. Difficult decision for us to sell it, but our primary goal is we would love to have a great young family live there and raise their family, and that would just make us happy as anything. And that's our primary concern, is to get the right buyer for the house. And if we can't find a family, our second highest priority is we would love for the city to own it. We feel like that if y'all had use for it and could give some thought to it and come up with some use, I've got some ideas that may interest you. But if you had use for it as a city facility, we just feel like that Harvey and Grant would be pretty happy if the city owned the house, and that perhaps that it could be of some service to the city. As far as we've got it listed right now, we're just doing for sale by owner right now. We're getting ready to, we possibly will list it with a real estate agent, but I wanted to come and talk with Mayor Stanfield and with y'all first before we did that. As far as, we've got listed 529,000, which some people think, that seems like a lot of money, but it's a big house. It's about a little over 7,000 square feet, has a guest house there and all. For the city though, like I say, our primary thing is we want to get the right people that will take care of it. We spend way too much blood, sweat, and tears restoring it to have somebody ruin it. And so as far as, if it were for the city, I would do you a good deal. I mean, don't worry about that 529, I would come off of that. And I'd be willing to donate 10% of whatever number we came up with back to the city to be able to, so take care of it or use it for whatever, other programs that you've got going. We just feel like it's a good thing for the city that want to have. That's what I wanted to share.
Is there any comments from council? Annie?
I haven't been in it since you were
If y'all would like, I would love to show it to you. We live in Powell, so we're just 30, 40 minutes away, and I would love to show it to you. We can spend some time, I'd love to use the floor of it. I feel like I know quite a bit about the house, going through the restoration and everything.
Leave us a contact number.
I've got it, answered. I've got it. I've got just all
Yes,
yes.
I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right, great.
Catch you one day, Jeff, you're not doing anything, and we can round everybody up and go over and take a tour of it.
Absolutely. I work from home and I set my own schedule, so I can be here in 30 minutes. You say the word, I'll give you a tour. I'd love to.
Okay, good deal. Thanks, Jeff, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Martha, you want to come anything? Address council? This is Martha Wells from the Lions Club, or David?
I think Dave's going to
Okay.
speak.
Okay.
Hi, we were here a few months ago. You guys were kind enough to let us set up for the carnival back behind the building here. The carnival will be running from May 6th through the 9th, and they'll be here a day before and a day after setting up and tearing down. And so we're trying to get our ducks in a row, and we came across the application for a permit. And the city's application for a permit asks for a $500 non-refundable cashier's check for application fee, $50 bond, and asks for a $50 inspection fee. So we're here to ask and see if we can get some help from you guys on those three numbers there. Really wasn't in our budget to spend that kind of money. The income that we do receive from the carnival will all go into our charity fund, so it all goes right back into the community. And we're hoping not to spend the $500 application fee, $50 for the bond, and the $500 bond, and then the $50 application fee. So that's the purpose of why we're here. Martha's here with me, and Sue's with me, and we're working away trying to get this thing here and make it successful, and appreciate some help if we can get it.
You're welcome. Stan, you want to comment on that?
Well, that permit actually doesn't come through my office, but I will comment on
Okay.
it in just a second. The $500 application fee, that would be up to you all as a nonprofit for you all to vote to pass, if I'm correct, Ms. Ellison. The $50, I think, is a state fee that would have to be paid.
For the
And the
bond,
inspection
maybe.
fee, we can do the inspection with no cost.
That's the bond, right?
Yes, yeah.
$500 fees a month.
The bond's $500.
Yeah, and that's the one I don't really understand it, because they provided us with their certificate of insurance. We're named insured under the policy. I don't know what purpose a bond, I can't figure it out, to be honest with you, because it's not obviously, it's not going to serve any purpose. The application fee, that's up to you guys, but a bond, I don't, $500 bond serves no real purpose, in my opinion. We probably need to look at that part of it anyway. It doesn't really, it'd be more of a nuisance to them to present that, because a bond typically is a surety for something, and, they've already provided insurance, and it's fine there.
If council's pleasure, Reed, could we vote on it tonight to do away with the $500 bond, or?
Well, you could, but, and you should, if you're gonna do that, you should follow up with an amendment to that, maybe, for true nonprofits, the ability to waive that for a nonprofit. Because, it's gonna happen, and you're gonna get that request.
Right.
Because you can't treat anybody any different on any basis. So if you're gonna do that, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with the bond because the bond makes no sense. We need to look at that anyway. But if you're going to waive the application fee as well, again, that's your call, but you want to follow up with maybe a look at that application process anyway and changing it to allow you to do that.
Right, I mean, the Lions, yeah, the Lions Club's a good thing, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What do you think, Bob?
I mean, it's fine to leave a waiver, if we do away with the bond, and we can check into it.
You can waive that bond part of it because they've already provided what probably was supposed to be for, that's the insurance part. They've already provided that to us. And they provide the insurance and we'll cover there. The bond part, I think it's perfectly fine, since they provided insurance. I think that's probably the intent of it back in the day was that was what the bond was for, but the insurance they provided is better than that bond, so we don't really need the bond anyway. So that was the easy one. You can throw that one out. The application would be up to you guys. I think Stan's right. I don't think we can do the other one. It's a part of the fee that has to be paid to the state, right, Stan?
Stan, the other's gotta be paid directly to the state, right?
Yeah, if it's any state fee, you will have to pay that state fee. You can't, the council can't waive it. But now, as far as that $500, you all can, but like Reed said, you all need to do something in the future that way for a nonprofit to where you're waiving that fee.
For your all nonprofits.
Because now if it was just like a regular commercial business wanted to set up one of these carnivals, I mean, you're gonna have to set standards somewhere.
Right. Joe, you want to comment?
No, I have no problem with waiving it for nonprofit, and it probably should be changed.
Right. Answer.
I'm for waiving all of ours and what they have to pay on the state level. I'm sure you guys wouldn't have any problem with that.
No.
And waive all of ours in the city, whatever it is.
And this would be for all nonprofit from here forth. All nonprofit from here forth.
I know it.
I think what you probably qualify it further, I think the Lions Club is 501c3.
Yeah.
It is.
You know, that would be your definition of your nonprofit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That cover you here.
You got it?
I agree.
Does one of you want to motion?
I make a motion that we waive our fees for the nonprofit who are actually 501(c)(3)s from here forward.
I have a motion by Joe. Second.
Mayor, if you would make that 501c4 and 6.
All right, I'll amend my motion to include those also.
Okay. Answer second. Call roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Bannon?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, Dave, you're good.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Item number 7, any announcements? I've got one. I had Matt type this up for me. It was dated February 20th, 2015 from Mayor Mike Stanfield. It says to LaFayette Utilities, LaFayette Utility Board, Kenny Beard, General Managers, and LaFayette Utility Workers. To all members of LaFayette Utilities, I, Mayor Mike Stanfield, would like to personally thank each and every member of LaFayette Utilities and LaFayette Utility Board who have helped keep the city running during all these recent inclement weather hardships. This letter is long overdue, and I would like to extend my sincere gratitude for everyone's hard work and determination in their efforts to keep the lights on and the water flowing for the residents and businesses of the city of Lafayette. You have been out working in your 0-degree weather conditions so that others may have a safe and warm in their homes during these winter months. And as far as Mayor Mike Stanfield, I wish to offer you thanks to the residents of our fair city, and as well as my own personal thanks for all of you for all your hard work you have been doing. Signed, Mike Stanfield. This winter we've had in the last 3 weeks, it's been real rough on everybody. And I know myself and some of the council members have been out checking on the elderly that lives by herself, and we've took some people to the hospital and brought them home. But I'd like to remind everybody, if you live in a neighborhood where you have elderly people, one person, please get out and check on them. You know, they sometimes they maybe have failed going to get their mail or something and lay there. I had one lady didn't have to go to the hospital. She had a health problem with her heart. I took her to the hospital while I was out checking the streets. But we all need to work together and check on her our elderly people in there. That's all I have. Any more? Okay. Okay, under administrations, bids for time clocks. We discussed that in the workshop.
Maybe if you put it out for 1 month, I've still only got one bid, and we're trying to get at least 3.
Okay.
So I'm working on, I still only just got one bid.
Okay, is that prior council? Good? Okay. And item number 2, appointing a vice mayor. You know, we've, right now,
I'll make a motion, that appoint Ann Thompson as our vice
vice
mayor.
mayor, have a motion by Hampshire, do I have a second?
I want to make a motion for Joe, because of the experience and everything, nothing against him.
Okay.
Nominate Joe.
Okay. Is there anybody else? Just Joanne? Okay. All in favor of Ann?
You can vote for yourself, Ann.
Can I vote for myself? This thing's gonna come out the top.
Okay. All in favor for Joe? Joe carries. Congratulations, Joe. Right. Okay. Item number 3, this has been real confusing for our employees and the city council. It's a 3% raise given to the employees that move from 10 an hour. Bob, you want to
Yeah,
discuss that?
when I made these motions and tried to elevate not only the fire department, but a few other people that, part-timers and everything, that was, you know, we never intended to give anyone the 3% raise on top of the going from 843 to 1010. Now, I asked Gary to give me the names and how much they were making back in June, July when we did this. And my motion would be probably, after seeing these, like Mr. Davis and Mr. Carroll, for example, was making $977, $976. Sean was making $917, and Timothy and Brad was making $916. So I'm gonna make a motion to rescind the 3% raise only to, and I'm gonna make it very clear, to Brandon Gross, the Gene Gunter, Donald Poston, Donnie Cross, Jeff Fugit, and Bo Burge, and leave them at 1010. And the others who was making 880 and above would get the 1010 plus the 3%. Because they were being cut a little bit too much. But understand, firemen, if I'm going from 843 to 1010, those 5 or 6 names I called, still over a $3,000 raise, okay? So, but I'm not taking any money back. I'm trying to take it from Ontario. Oh, I can't do that, can I? But that is going to be my motion after seeing these numbers. So those people only who was at 843 goes to 1010, and the next paycheck it's not increased to 1040.
So any more comments?
Before, Mayor, before you put that motion on the floor, can I put another motion with that?
Sure.
I don't know, I thought those-
Well, no, he's got to
We
get,
have to vote on it
yeah,
first.
yeah. But you're,
But you can comment.
You can comment,
You
yeah.
want me to amend it if you've got something better.
It's better,
Okay.
and it's fair to everybody. Okay. What I would like to see everybody done, move everybody up, like you said, Bob, to 1010. And treat everybody fair, treat everybody equal. Give everybody 3% raise. I don't know where we'll get the money to do that. But, and I don't know if we've got it. I've not asked Terry to find out. But, I'm sure there's somewhere, hopefully, that we could come up with it if we did that.
Terry, do you have the money?
You said there's what? We got 3 people?
See,
3 people, Bob?
7 now.
7?
You got 7 counting, okay? I mean,
We just have to We have to calculate to see how
Yeah.
much it costs, I don't have any idea.
Now, wouldn't it be better to go ahead and give the other 7 people the 3% and not make nobody mad? Because if you don't give the 7 the 3%, then, you're gonna have hard feelings, I don't care what you say. And you're not treating everybody equal.
You're really gonna have hard feelings, Jeff, raise taxes, property taxes. I'll say this.
Well, I mean, listen, boys, people making 843 going to 1010 is a tremendous raise.
Sure it
The
is.
biggest raise we've given at any time, okay? So those 6 that I named, and plus Kathy, okay, that is pretty, I mean, pretty good. So, but from Brad, from Blake Kitts, going up to Dustin Davis, I agree that we leave the 3%. That's Blake, Brad, Tim, Sean, Andrew, and Dustin will leave, allow the 3% to go in. But the people's making 843 to 1010, it's a tremendous raise.
But you're gonna end up somewhere down the road, Bob.
Well-
These 7 people, if you leave them out now, that's gonna have to be corrected somewhere.
Well, these are entry levels, four of them are entry levels, so they have firefighter 1. One of them has firefighter 2, one has firefighter 1. But it's still, if you'll calculate real quick, Terry, that's a 3,240 raise for those 6 gentlemen. And I know we're taking some, they were getting a little bit more. And but it is, I've read it and balanced it back and forth, but when you look at this, and I think we have the money, we had 145,000, 145, yeah. So,
Well, I remember specifically at the meeting when we voted on this and during the budget meetings and stuff, talking about this. And when Mr. Fannin made his motion in that meeting, and I seconded his motion, and before I seconded his motion, I specifically asked him if the people that went from 8-something, 9-something up to 10-10 were excluded from the 3% before I seconded his motion.
I said yes.
For some reason, that didn't get into the minutes. I don't know why.
Terry, how much
But I
more
did say that.
on those 7 people would the money wise, would that be an increase? Do you know about
No, I don't.
when that, okay. Okay.
And the only reason I amended that is change it right now. You know, when we talked to all the department heads, we'd already amended Dustin and Andrew, we'd already gave them 3%. But we didn't give Sean, Timothy, Brad, or Blake. And that's cutting them a little bit too strong. I mean, because they were making 916, 917, something like that per hour. So that gave them less than $1 an hour, but was giving almost $1, 70 cents, is that right? What's 1010, 843? What is that?
843.
Yeah. $1.70,
It's like,
$1.40,
it's $1.67.
67 cents. Yeah, so we give all 6 of those $1.67 an hour raise. And the others we give up to 1010 plus the 3%. I sort of amended it when I saw these numbers that Gary gave me. But it's up to the discretion of the other councilmen. But, in the meeting with Gary, we had already amended Dustin and Andrew to get the 3% because they were at 79, 78. And they weren't going to get anything.
Well, I agree with you. You're talking about 7 people. Is that what you're talking about?
7 people, that's all.
Well, we all sitting in that meeting, and we all know what was said. And I said, hey, it got sidetracked. I don't know, it's been total chaos on this pay line. And right now, we've got a right to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, and we did look at all this when we was talking to Gary, the price, and I overlooked Sean, Timothy, Brad, and Blake, that's all the ones I overlooked. We should have put them with Dustin and Andrew, and put them out there giving them 3%.
Would you be a little more specific with your motion, and so it will be
Okay.
recorded as,
All right. All those who was making 843 June the 30th would be only given a raise up to, or 843, or part-time would be given up to 1010, okay? Those people making 880 or more to go to 1010 would be given the 3% raise.
and would you also state in your motion that the monies that they've already received would not be taken back, that it'd just be from here forward?
We're just gonna take it out to a couple of departments. No, I'm gonna make sure that no money is taken back.
Right.
That everyone right now is receiving the 1010, is that correct? These individuals are all currently 1010.
No, they're all at 1040.
So it's 30 cents that we're talking about taking away from them.
Yes.
30 cents an hour. I know that that is what we discussed, and I agree with you that that was the motion, but I can't see, it's just 30 cents. I think it needs to be left alone.
30 cents an hour is the times 58. Is that a 56? What is the cycle? 2 weeks, 56?
106 hours.
106, 53, okay, 53. 53 hours. It puts you over 145. I mean, it puts us over 145. And that's all we put that money, that's all money was allocated out there.
So we don't have the money in the budget.
No,
Now, we do for
we didn't have the money in the budget to give everybody a raise.
from Blake Kitts, for who's making 880 up to Dustin Davis, you see the thing. We do have, we're gonna script by, but we're gonna have the money. I would, we'd already done Dustin and Andrew anyway, when we was talking one-on-one with Gary. So, since the others was making 880 to 917, I think that 3% raise should stay in there and leave it at 1040. I think it's 1040, is that correct? Guys, is that correct? I don't know. But
I second his motion.
Have a motion by Bob, second by Joe. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fainan?
yes,
Mr. Hatmaker?
I'm gonna vote yes on this, but I want the record to show that I still want the people to have the 3%, all of them. Just put that as,
you vote no.
because I'm not going to vote, to not give them, I'm gonna give them anything we can give them. So, my vote is yes,
Ms. Thompson?
but I
Yes.
still would have liked to got the 3% for everybody.
Motion carries. Item number 4, city treasurer's position. We discussed this in the workshop.
I believe that the city treasurer should be a full-time position. Not taking anything away from Wanda, who's been here 50-some years. Been here longer than most of us are. Oh, not me. But I would say that we make this a full-time position come budget time of July 1st. It becomes a full-time position. Wanda needs to let us know if she wants to go full-time, and we'll have to put a price at it somewhere in the budget, a salary, and, or not, and that gives them plenty of time for, if Wanda doesn't want to do this, to train some people.
Okay. I want to make sure that Wanda has first preference.
Absolutely.
That's what she wants.
Absolutely.
Okay, have that motion by Bob, have a second.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fainan?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 4, audit planning meeting for Terry Sweat, $51.75 mileage. Terry sent you a list in your packet. What's your council's pleasure?
Move approved, Mayor.
Have a motion, Joe, have a second. Call the roll.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 6, administrator's position. We met before the regular council meeting, and we're going to interview, we had 9 applicants since November, and Joy's going to call it each of the 9 applicants to see if they're still interested in being administrator, and we're going to poll the ones that's interested. Is that correct, Joe? The
Try to do
16th.
it on Monday, the
16th?
16th.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now, I've had this on under administration, the A-frame. Okay, we have a $5,000 deductible on our insurance policy. And we, on the repair of the A-frame, we need $5,300. Stan, you want to comment on this little bit since you've been with?
Well, your deductible, they're gonna take $5,000 out of your check coming from the insurance company to repair this thing. And it's gonna cost, you need an additional $5,300, but the insurance said if they did get payment back from the actual people that hit it, that they would reimburse the city before it applied toward the claim.
The question is, did they have insurance?
No. But they will go after them. It's kind of like getting blood out of a turnip.
Is that probably not collectible?
It's probably not collectible, but they said they would go after them. I mean, I'm sorry our building was sitting there in Carhead, it's been 100 years, so. We need to come up with $5,300.
Can we raise the rent?
Well, he's gonna pay you $2,400 when it's repaired. There's $2,400 right there.
Yeah, we're gonna get knocked back in that thing.
I know I'm out of order, but maybe you should discuss some kind of barrier or something at that building, because we're lucky that there was no customers at that time, or employees of that building.
I don't know, Mike, we've been very fortunate, because every time somebody hits it, we get a new roof. Yeah, we're getting about 12 years out of a roof. So, instead of 20, we get 12.
I think we could probably put up some concrete and steel safety posts or something there, and
Well, parking in front,
Well, we-
parking inside.
Well, we can do it down that curve.
yeah, do it kind of on the curve, where if they miss those, well, they're going to probably miss the building.
Jim, what would you recommend, Jim? Would it be concrete blocks or steel? What would you recommend on that curve?
We could set those concrete blocks. You'd have to set them away from the curb, because when people pull in to get out of the vehicle, they need room between the curb and the block to open the door. Right?
Only on that.
He's just talking about the curve, Jim.
Just on that one corner.
Just in the curve. Where the car went through those two poles, that's what he's talking about.
Guardrail or something. I don't know, I don't think state would like for you to put up concrete barrier, because if somebody hits it, they may not survive, but something at least to deflect. If somebody is gonna hit it, like guardrail, to deflect the impact.
You would have to have the guardrail certified. You can't just put up guardrail.
Yeah.
Well, put up steel poles.
You can't do that.
Guardrail has to be
Certified
done by
company.
license
Somebody's got to be liable.
Yeah.
or insurance will cover you. Now, posts or concrete blocks, what's the difference? I mean, in the principle of it, what's the difference? Is it for barricade? The blocks would certainly be simpler to set around that. And blocks, on impact, they would have a little bit of give to them. Whereas if you set a concrete post in the ground, pour it full of concrete,
You ain't going nowhere.
it's not going anywhere. Now, the blocks, set them away from the building where they would have some give and still stop the vehicle from going to the building. my position on that.
Will you look into that, Jim, on the blocks?
Yeah, we can do that.
What do you think, Stan? Is that even legal to do
We'll
this?
have to find out.
You need to give a T-Dot and ask T-Dot and ask the railroad, because you're gonna end up placing it on railroad property, and the railroad will be out there.
Limited room there.
That's,
Very limited.
okay. Let's move on to the $5,300 we need.
No choice.
Okay. So Terry, you gotta find $5,300 somewhere.
We'll look and see.
Okay. Just probably look at the form as a motion.
The only other option is not to repair it, tear it down.
And give Mike his rent back.
I can pay you tomorrow some money towards, I can pay you in advance if that will help you.
We only have two options, to repair it or tear it
Tear it
down.
down.
We had, for example, Jim's recycling truck that was getting out of fund balance. After we did the audit, I think we've got a little bit of money left, now we got that note because
It was less.
I think it's the paving project came in a little bit different, because we had allocated money to that. You can't do a repair out of capital outlay note, but I can use, I'll put on the truck, which you can, and then use out of fund balance for this, and then get it netted out. So that'll take care of the dollar.
What about the rent money that he's paying? Where did that go? Can that not go towards it?
General fund.
So then it can be taken out of general fund and it would be recouped from his rent?
Couldn't jump.
Won't reach 5,300.
He's paying 2,400, wouldn't be very long.
I can get what I'm getting.
I can make a payment tomorrow with you.
It's paying every 6 months, I think you've got one coming up sometime, anytime, like,
Well, if he pays it, it just goes into revenue, so what I want to do here, fix the whole thing.
Okay. Motion by Bob, have a second.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr.
Terry,
Bowles?
since we haven't had administrator for the last year, where's that money at?
It's still in administrator's budget.
That's about 100,000, isn't it?
No, it's less than that. Well, it's less than that. It's less than that.
Less than that, not much. So,
I think
there's
it's got,
78,000, right there.
We'll come up 5,300.
yeah, I'll get, I can fix it.
Go ahead, Joe, call her up, fish call her up.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Under Recreation Department, discuss playground equipment, and you wanna elaborate on a little bit, since you and Johnny met?
I have not met with Johnny and I can't give you anything, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is this the
I'm not sure. They're supposed to let me know.
Yeah,
playground equipment that they had done at the workshop?
Yes.
yeah,
So how far are we, far long enough to, we're bidding it out, we're purchasing it?
Terry,
We've already, well,
there's two bids, right, Terry?
on the playground equipment.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming in, on Dan Stewart, it's supposed to be coming in under a state contract on playground equipment. And, he's gonna be here tomorrow to go over the cost estimates, for the pieces of equipment that was picked out, to make sure that if we have to adjust something, that there'll be enough money left to do the fencing and whatever else under the grant money. So, but it's supposed to be, but I think at the workshop, I think you all went ahead and told Johnny to go ahead and,
Wayne.
and go with Dan Stewart, because he's representing Skateway, and it's, on state contract.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, under
Would
play,
you make a motion to approve this?
do we need to agree?
you've already done, but you've already done it though.
Well, they didn't actually do bids because it's on state contract. They just discussed it at the workshop, to go ahead and,
So we
Go
ahead
ahead,
and
right.
on that.
but it might be good if you go ahead and approve it like that.
I'm good. Bob?
I make a motion to approve.
Have a motion, have a second.
Second.
Have a second, my answer, call roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Under Public Works, item number 1, bids for recycling truck body. Jim?
We, opened bids, we had one successful bidder. We had 2 bidders, but one we had to disqualify. And, the successful bidder was low bidder anyway.
With CMI?
No,
Spring-
yeah.
CMI?
Yeah,
You only had 2 bids, Springfield fell.
yeah. So, I just need an, official vote to satisfy the state
Okay.
under the grant guidelines to accept that bid.
Okay.
Yeah, that other bid was faxed, and they didn't meet the sealed bid requirement.
Okay.
They were way higher anyway, so.
We
I make a motion that we go ahead and do the recycling truck body.
have a motion by Andrew, have a second.
Second.
Second by Joe, call roll.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries.
Mayor, I've got a question about the auction, what it brought. You know, the monies that, I guess it comes out of the surplus stuff in the police department goes into the police department account, is that right, Terry?
I think, part of it goes into, the drug fund, and part of it goes into the general fund, depending on whether it's seized or whether it's, other things.
Okay.
There's a break on that.
All right. What about the monies that's, that come in that's on equipment, or whatever, Jim's department, does that go into his budget?
No, there is a revenue line item that we put in the budget for, surplus auction. That's already spread to the budget. It all depends on how much it is. I can't remember how much we put in there, but we always put that in there for the auction. It's already spread. When that money comes in, it doesn't spread to the departments except for the drug fund.
But what was the total cost, the auction? What did we end up making off of it?
I think the total was about 21,000. I think the police department's part was 15,000. I think the street department was right at 3,000, and the rest of it went to the auctioneer's part.
Okay.
I understand, Terry, that you're saying it goes into a surplus auction line item.
Right.
Once it goes in there, where does that money eventually go?
Well, it just helps balance the budget. It's just a revenue line item like property tax or anything else, and then all revenues balance against the expenditures. It doesn't go, it just goes in the line item.
I guess wherever we.
So if we decide to amend the budget to take care of this other monies for the A-frame, we could amend it out of that?
No, because it's used to balance the budget as it is now.
I guess we were lucky we had an auction.
Yeah, but now the thing about it is, there's so much in that line item, if you get money over that, it goes, you've got an overage in it. I don't know how, we may have put maybe 10 or 12, I can't remember.
We ever had no,
Pardon?
have we ever had a,
We have.
Anything else, Joe?
No.
but drug fund did get 17,000.
No.
No.
No, I think it's split up. I think the way that's split is the drug seizures go into the drug fund. I believe the DUI seizures go into someplace in the general fund.
Right.
We need that broken down, put it in our boxes if you don't care to.
Those,
If we have an overage over seized vehicles, though, we can definitely use it to buy equipment or anything if we have any overages from the vehicles that we seized.
okay. Under Public Works, item number 2, we talked about the workshop donating a roller we have at default utilities, to default utilities. This is a small roller, it hooks up behind the pickup truck. It's probably, when Max was there, he bought it like brand new, it's probably about 20 years old. It's still a pretty good little roller, it's small, and since the utilities are doing most of their maintenance on their water cuts and sewer cuts. They're borrowing our roller that we bought for the street department. And this is one we don't use, and I brought up in the workshop, maybe go ahead and give it to utilities for them to use, since we own a lot of utilities.
Jim, do you see any future use of this thing again to the street department? I make a motion that we go ahead and give this, donate this roller to the following utilities.
I have a motion by Hansford, I have a second. Have a second, call roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger,
I have a conflict. I work for the public utility, but I'll vote yes.
Mr. Bannon.
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson. Yes.
Motion carries. Under the fire department, item number 1, termination of Bo Burge. You have a letter here from Bo, sent us on February the 18th, and you also have a letter from Fire Chief Gary Bird. You know, I'd like for you to look us over it, and when you make a recommendation, what you need to do here.
I think this thing is something we ought to look at, a little bit more close to what we have. Anytime that, if you're not very careful when you let somebody go, we've got to follow the procedures. And all the way through, not just half of it. And that's what we're doing.
I mean, we're following procedures now, Mr. Chairman. I mean, you have a letter from Mr. Bird, you have a recommendation from Gary Bird.
The handbook says that you can go ahead and terminate somebody and leave them absent. You can't give them a leave of absence without pay, without going through the administrator. That's what it says in the handbook.
I know what the handbook says, Mr. Hatmaker.
And,
if you remember,
so if we, and I've been preaching to you people for a year, just to appoint somebody somewhere, didn't make any difference, to call them administrator. So we didn't do it, we haven't done it, and we're just, it's as if we're overrunning the administrator's position. And it plainly says that the administrator's got to recommend it. So if you don't have an administrator to recommend it, then you're wrong.
Well,
in my opinion. Now, everybody else has got an opinion, and then if you don't see it the way that I see it, then you vote the way you want to.
well, I agree with you on what the handbook says about the administrator. But if you recall, Mr. Hatmaker, in an open meeting as such as we're having tonight, that we voted and as the full council to act as the administrator till such time that we hired a person in that position. Now, we also gave leeway to the department heads on the day-to-day basis until something came up like this, then they had to poll the council to get approval. So we're as a body, is acting as a city administrator. That's what we voted on to do.
Oh, the council is not legal, Joe. There's no word in the charter, any word, or handbook, and we do it, but it's not legal. That's the reason that we stay in trouble all the time.
Well, it is legal.
I like trouble myself.
Well, you can't poll the council, because if you go to polling the council, then you're violating the sunshine law. Because you're not supposed to meet, you're not supposed to have no group of people or anything, and contact them.
We didn't meet. The department head simply called me.
That's the reason we're in trouble all the time. We do it.
No.
It's not legal.
No, it's not a sunshine law violation.
It is.
Do you remember what's coming up, Ray? Do you remember what's coming up out here about the department heads running their own departments? If you run into a problem, then call me, and we call council, full council.
You can't do it. I don't care what Mr. Chapman tells you, it's illegal.
Are you going to get your own lawyer?
Exactly right.
Let's go
Holy cow,
to
Rick.
what we got in front of us, and that's,
You're exactly right.
go.
Now, this comes straight from him, Cass, and that's where he gets his information, and that's where I got my information.
Who you talk to at MTS?
I talked to Dave Nolloway, Dave.
He don't have anything to do with MTS.
Yeah, well, I take his decision, he makes a lot of
Well, I'm glad
decisions for
somebody in
us.
this room takes his decision, but I don't know.
He makes a lot of decisions for us.
Well,
We got, the issue that's on the agenda is a termination brought to you by your department head.
right.
And it's before you, you know, there's nothing illegal about it that's before you. I'll go ahead and tell you that. There's nothing illegal about your department head recommending to you to terminate an employee. There's nothing illegal about that. That's properly before this council. Just because we don't have an administrator doesn't shut the city down. We still.
I've never called them to find out, I'm not sure.
And, you know, we need an administrator. We're working toward getting one, but it's before you probably.
Gary, you want to comment on this?
No, y'all have my recommendation.
Okay. Do you have the fire chief's recommendation? How's council on goes with this?
I move that we follow his recommendation.
Terminate?
Yes, that's what his recommendation is.
Yes. I have a motion by Joe. Termination, have a second.
Second.
Have a second, call roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger,
Yes.
Mr. Fannin,
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker,
No,
Ms. Thompson. Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 2, approve advertising for bids for e-gas pump equipment. Gary?
Yes, it came in over $10,000, and according to Terry, I take a set of bids, and I have the specs, and I just want to ask you all to come out and advertise in the paper and send them out.
I make a motion to approve to advertise.
Have a motion, have a second.
I second.
Second, Patricia, call roll.
Mr. Bollinger.
Yes.
Mr. Fannin.
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson. Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 3, bids from the ladder truck. Gary?
We've been talking about a ladder truck, I didn't touch fire truck people. They're pretty set on price of $476,000 for the truck. I talked to the fire department, and chief down from today, the reason they got rid of it, they got some kind of grant, but they can't pay the truck off, but they could buy it new. And they upgraded to 100 foot, and he said that he had certified mechanics that worked on it, and it's got maintenance. We keep getting our pay, we measured, we had people come look at the roof, can't raise the roof. We got to build an addition on to the car station number 2, and we got most of it, we can't get a bid on the roof because on account of the weather, but it's gonna cost anywhere between $25,000 and $30,000 to build an addition. So we're looking at $500,000. I think we can buy the fire truck out of the fire protection money. The building part, I don't know where we're gonna get the money to do it. But we can't buy the truck, we can sit outside, it just don't work.
If council approves, go ahead and buy the truck, Gary, could we put it there in the bay at the street department?
Give them a lettuce.
A gym lesson. We own the building.
Yeah, we can, if he's got a day up there, probably fit in.
Okay.
If he wants to, we got,
Now, me and you went there and talked to these guys, and I thought the guy told us at $425,000.
I told him that, he said he's pretty, he coming back, pretty steadfast on that price.
On the 470-some thousand?
476, yes. I wanted to take another trip down there and take a couple of guys with me, and we could offer him a price, and see, take the weight, we gotta bid it out, so I don't know how to, ask him what the lowest price is, and he'd have to bid it, you know, I don't know how to do that.
Well, if you take another trip there, you tell him that, you know, he quoted us a price. I didn't dream this up. This council's gonna buy a fire truck, whether it's a new one or a used, we're gonna buy one, and we don't have to buy it from him. Okay? So you offer him a fair price, and if he wants to try, if he don't, we'll go somewhere else. We'll put our own specs.
I could,
This is the last truck we'll ever see in our lifetime, unless one of these firemen wrecks it. We'll never see another ladder truck. Not in this council's lifetime, maybe Ann's.
we'll still have to bid it, according to Terry checked the MTS, we can buy it from another fire department, we can't buy it from the dealer without bidding. So we have to bid it some way. So if y'all authorize me to kind of write up some specs, bid the truck, we'll probably just get one bid, then we'll be legal, right there. We'll be legal. If we don't, we're gonna have a bunch of people come in, you know.
Tell about the financing, Terry, on this.
Well, you probably got enough money, can't spend all the money in the fire protection account to make it like a down payment on it. We just have to finance the balance of it for however many years we can afford. He usually pays, he paid off, I think, this last budget year, or maybe this budget year, the last payment on the fire truck, now that it's financed with Ford Motor. And so we'd have to get the payments down because he pays them out of the fire protection money. We'd have to finance it for the number of years that he can make the payment out of that money.
We don't owe anything right now. We've got 3 nice trucks I've all paid off.
We got some money in the account.
We do. You can make a down payment, maybe 100,000 or something, and then, or we see, and then we can finance. I'm sure we can finance the balance for like 5 or 7 years or something.
Terry, who do we finance through, Terry? We used to Caterpillar Street Department.
Well, that was because it was Caterpillar equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but on all the fire trucks, of all the ones we've used before, Ford Motor has been the best so far.
Let me make a motion on the ladder truck to let Gary, and, since he's, we put him in charge of, determine what we need and what to get, and let Terry work with him as far as financing it.
Yeah, if they do the sealed bids, you get a bid, and then I can, as long as I know what the price is gonna be. If you actually do, ask for sealed bids, and I don't know if you get more than one, if you work it too, it'd help you on, I don't know if you give you more than one.
Let's go ahead and make a motion to allow him to bid.
Yeah, and we can go from
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
We'll take it from there.
Okay, is that Hansford's motion or your motion, Hans?
Everything,
Okay.
they're both same thing.
Okay.
I'll second.
Second, okay. Call roll, please.
Mr. Bowling?
Yes.
Mr. Fannin?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Motion carries. Under the Police Department, item number 1, termination of Susan Souter. You've got your police chief's recommendation. What's the council's decision?
Make a motion to terminate this.
Have a motion, Bob, have a second.
Second motion.
Have a call roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fannin?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
No,
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Under ordinance and resolutions, item number 1, resolutions 2015-03, resolutions for THDA home grant community development partners to submit applications. Terry, you want to comment on this a little bit we talked about in the workshop?
On the home grant, we are, the community development is putting the application together, which is due Friday, this Friday. And I think the max is $250,000. It will rehab homes for up to $40,000. Up to $40,000 or whatever, below that has to cover and take care of all codes violations. If they inspect the house and it's going to be more than $40,000, they can't do it. But we're trying to, we sent a list today of 10 prospective houses to go on the application, and then we're going to get with I think WLF or maybe the newspaper or something, and get people to that's interested to give us the information ahead of time so we can get started. But of course, we'll get that first, when grant is approved, and we're ready to go.
Okay. They have a motion for resolution 2015-03.
Move to approve there.
Have a motion, second call roll.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fannin?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 2, resolutions 2015-04, budget amendments to the 2014-2015 fiscal year budget. Terry, give it to you in your packet. What's council's pleasure?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by Bob, have a second.
Second.
Second by Joe, call roll.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fannin?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. This is resolutions 2015-05. Joey gave it to us for the meeting. We discussed this in the workshop about giving a piece of surplus equipment away that Gary had for the fire department to Ridgewood, right, Gary?
Yes.
It's that old box truck Gary's had over there for years, and this is a resolution okaying us to give it to him.
Surplus.
Carrying surplus, yeah, it's surplus.
And
Motion,
then,
we pass resolution 2015-05.
I have a motion by Bobby, I have a second.
A second.
I have a second by Ann, call roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger?
yes,
Mr. Fainan?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.
call to order the Pier Board meeting, call the roll, please.
Chairman Bollinger?
Here.
Mr. Fainan?
Here.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Here.
Mayor Snyder?
Here.
Ms. Thompson? Here.
With there being no previous minutes, no business today,
Motion made to adjourn, Joe.